Okay, I want to welcome Clare Doye to our lovely VA in the Spotlight session today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you could join us. Clare runs a business called Direct Virtual Consulting, and we're really excited because you've definitely grown in leaps and bounds since you initially did some training with us, and it's definitely been a while. I think maybe about 18 months.
Yes, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yep, spot on.
So it's a really good time to catch up because
It is.
I always love seeing where this journey has taken people. And I know it's really interesting to people who are looking at getting started, and that's the reason we're doing this is, paint that picture of what happens when you launch your VA business. So I will let you explain your background, where you live, and, what so far has been your story.
Sure. So I live in rural New South Wales. So I think initially what started this for me was that I wanted something different. I wanted a new role, but where I live, it's very limited. So you don't have a lot of options. I've always been a bit of a restless soul. So every couple of years in a role, I would start looking for something else, looking for a different opportunity. And I think maybe originally I saw virtual assistants on Pinterest or something like that. And I thought, surely that's not a thing. Surely no one will pay me money to do that job.
Yeah.
And I think I thought about it for probably a couple of months before I really thought, I'm going to really look into this. I'm going to dig through this and see if this is a thing. And that's where I found you. And I signed up. I'm pretty sure I talked to you and then just signed up. And there was no real... You rang me from an airport and you were on your way to do some training somewhere else.
What's that travel thing? I don't think I've done it.
Back when you could fly places. And I spoke to you, and I think it was within a couple of weeks I'd booked in. I was doing my training. I elected to do one-on-one with you because I just wanted it to be focused, and I sort of wanted to do it really quickly because as soon as we'd spoken, I was like, yes, this is it. This is the thing. And I think, so I did my training over 2 Saturdays in about, the 3-hour sessions. And I finished up. You guys do so much as part of the program. So I was really ready to go. The minute, probably a week after we finished the course, that's it. You're done. You're ready.
Yeah, let's go.
And I think even then I didn't know, even though I was really excited, I had no idea that's what I was in for. I didn't realize it was going to be so quick and so efficient. It was just easy.
Yeah.
No, it was easy.
Well, I'm glad you thought that. I'd be worried if you didn't. But no, that's good because I guess from my perspective, it's really important that we provide you with something. The outcome is so important to me that you actually have something finite in your hand when you finish. So I'm really happy. And your website looks fantastic. We're going to put a link up after this too, of course. Yep. It'll be on the cover slide. But so, I very much resonate with what you talk about because you know that I'm regionally based as well. And so that same thing, I was in a very toxic workplace. And so it was really, the options were none.
None. Go and work at Coles. That's about it.
And the reality was I didn't realise that there was something like this around.
Yeah.
And once I saw it, I just went, whoa, okay, if I can do this, let's do it. So kind of really resonate. And it's amazing because I never thought about the fact that I was regionally based, that it would limit me in any particular way. It didn't even occur to me that I would be limited. So how have you gone? Because I know you've done really great things and I know you're building your business and you still have that safety net of a job
Yeah.
So tell me about your business and how that's kind of working in terms of juggling around with work.
Sure. Well, I'm really lucky in that I don't have any children. So I do have extra time where I can devote to it. So power to anyone doing it with kids. I don't know how they do it. Every time I talk to anyone and they're doing it, I work part-time, I'm building my business, and I've got 3 kids. I think, oh, I don't know how you do that.
Yes.
So basically for me, it's a real balancing act, but it's about finding clients that can fit into what you're building. Because obviously, eventually I would like to do it full time. But in the meantime, I can't make a promise that I can't deliver. So if I am working 4 days through the week, I can't promise you that I'm going to be available on the phone 5 days a week, because I'm just not going to. So that was really the main thing for me. So that's my first sort of thing. When someone says to me, what would you like me to know about you first? It's that sort of thing. Like I'm very flexible, and I am easy to contact. It's not like I'm out of contact, but I just want them to know that, I worked odd hours.
Yeah. So you obviously, you obviously then set it up. So, we always talk about setting the expectation with the client. So you address that right up front with no fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a fear in the beginning?
No. Yeah, to start with, I remember when we first finished our training and I was like, how do we get clients? That's always the biggest question. Everyone's talking about it. How do we get clients? Oh, it's a saturated market. There's so many VAs. There's no work because there's too many VAs, or everyone wants to offshore. But I think in the initial steps, I was just super active on different Facebook groups. And in the beginning, I wasn't fussy about putting my name out there for any sort of work. It didn't really matter to me. I think it was a blessing in a way, because my first client was like the best and worst case scenario, because I could tell from the minute we started talking it was never going to be long term, because she had an offshore VA that she was paying $4 an hour to. So I knew straight up that it wasn't going to be long term, but what a great, I'll have a go at this and just see how I go. And I had a go at some things that I'd never done before. She just wanted someone sort of like for 3 weeks to cover her while that other virtual assistant wasn't available. So I guess in a way it was a blessing. But yeah, so that's sort of how it started out for me. I was just super active on Facebook. That's where I sort of focused my energy. But I mean, the business that I started out with is not the business I have now.
No.
So, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if someone's going to start up and they're like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't have any skills. You learn things, and you gravitate towards different people, different networks. Like, you get the amount of people that you meet once you're in is crazy. There's jobs out there that you wouldn't even know exist. There's people doing businesses that you think, wow, I can't even believe that someone's doing that. Like, it's amazing. So I think that's the biggest thing. Maybe in the beginning, just go easy on yourself. Just be kind. Be kind. Yeah. Because honestly, it is hard to teach yourself when you've just been an employee for 15 years, and then you come and do this. It's not easy to then sell yourself. It's hard. It's a learned skill. Not everyone has it. And you get confidence after a while. You go, oh, I really hate doing those jobs. Even though I said these jobs suck, I'm not going to do those. I'm going to move this way. This is what I really love. And even if you're narrowing down your services and you had 10 and then you only like 3, that's fine, because there are people who want those 3 services.
So true.
It's so hard, because when you're starting out, you're like, no, I have to be across everything.
You feel like you do because you want a job, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But you soon figure out that it doesn't have to be that way.
No. And if you're doing it that way, you won't find a client that you love, and you won't enjoy it, and then you'll struggle. Like, I just think if you're really honest with yourself about what you love, the type of people that you love, the type of work that you want to do and businesses you want to be involved in, then putting that out there is what comes back.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. I totally get that. And tell me, like, where did you get your next client from?
My next client came from another Facebook group.
Yeah.
I think it was Like-Minded Bitches or something like that. Yeah. Which they can be notorious for offshoring. So I did talk to this girl on there. She didn't really know exactly what she needed, but she just knew she was struggling and she just needed help. And I was actually away on holidays when I started talking to her, and it was like click straight away. We've known each other for years, just had that great rapport like straight away, which I find you either get or you don't, especially with female clients. Like, you usually know straight away. And I still work with her.
Oh, wow.
She's still on my books. Yeah, and she's amazing. Like, in this climate that we're in now, where a lot of people are really struggling, her business has increased and gotten busier, and she's hiring people in the middle of all this. So, it's just one of those things where, just for some people, you might think that basic admin tasks, they're so easy. Why would anyone pay you to do them? But for her, it's such a drain.
Yes.
And because she didn't want to do it, she'd talk about doing anything else. Like, she'd go and do any other job and do the admin.
Admin, no.
Yeah. She was just like, she was like doing my invoices or, writing back to my emails. I don't want to do it. I just would rather do anything else.
Yep.
So I think, just building systems off that too, because, when you're doing it on your own, starting a business, you might be just flying by the seat of your pants and just seeing how things go, and, oh no, now I'm getting busy and I haven't put any systems in place, and what am I going to do? So we're always working on that and putting new apps in place to try and help manage information and keep it all, central. And I think it's just, you just grow. As you're going along, you grow, and your clients are growing too. So you have to be easy on each other.
Such a great story. And you're happy?
I love it. I would very much like to do it as my only role, which I'm hoping to do by the end of the year.
Fantastic.
I could have gone sooner, but it's that safety net. It's hard to let it go. And I do enjoy my day job. So that makes a big difference. It's not like I don't love it. It's just that I wanted something more. And I feel like I do get so much out of this. And you can really make it into whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So, if you wanted to train into something else, you can do that. You don't need to get permission from your boss, because you are the boss.
Yeah, that's right. You are the boss. The buck stops with you.
Yeah.
So and we're going to wrap up. I just really appreciate your time.
That's
and
nice.
I love this story. It is such a lovely story, and it's so great to catch up with you. We were just saying before, it's been a long time since we actually caught up with each other, but you've been humming along in the background, and I see you pop your head up every now and again on social media.
Yeah.
But if you were talking to, like, if you were having that conversation with somebody who, wasn't sure themselves, is there any sort of key takeaways or advice that you would give them about, the best way to set up, or, what to expect, or just good advice?
Yeah, sure. So I think that for me, going through you guys was really a good step, even though I've done a lot of admin and I know how to research it. Like, I would know how to do it if I wanted to list all the steps and make a checklist and tick it all off as I went. I could have done that. But I think knowing that you've got someone that knows what they're doing, has done it before, is going to really set you up. That makes a huge difference to the start of your business, because if you are going to start out and fumble through, and then if you then take a client on and you haven't fully set up, I think it's a recipe for a really big disaster.
Well, it could be.
It could be. So that's my big thing. You definitely research it and find the support that works for you. But also don't be too scared. Just have a go. Because really the outlay to start up a business like this is not huge. So compared to other businesses where people are having to spend $30,000 just to start, the outlay for this is not that high. Your time outlay in the beginning is definitely huge. Just sourcing clients and things like that, interacting and networking and all that sort of thing. But my advice is just, if it sounds like something that you'd really like to have a go at, definitely just have a go, because it's, oh gosh, I mean, you can really just make it into whatever you want it to be, and I think that's the beautiful part. It's not, you're not selling a product and then just saying, like, this is what it is. You're making your business. You can work for 5 hours a week, you can work for 40, you can work from home, you can work on holidays. Like, whatever you want it to be is whatever it is. I think that's the best part.
That is really, really inspirational. And, I think that would definitely touch people's hearts, I would imagine, really in terms of helping them feel comfortable making the next step. So I really appreciate your insights, Claire. And
not a problem.
Thanks for your time.
No worries, anytime.
With you. And like I say, if you, hopefully I'm going to say this, so tell me if I'm wrong, but if anyone wants to have a chat to you about your experiences, is that okay if they're getting... Absolutely,
yeah. I've chatted to a few girls who have, even if they've already started off and they're just feeling that a bit uncertain and they just want to ask all their silly questions to someone, message me. I don't mind. I really love it, and I don't think there is a silly question.
No, there is not a silly question.
And a lot of the time, if you're thinking the question, other people are thinking the question.
Totally.
So definitely reach out, find a business buddy that you gel with and you really get along with. I've met so many since I started, and I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have them. So I think that's the best advice. Definitely reach out.
Great. Fantastic. Cool. All right, Claire, thank you so much. And
thanks, Ingrid.
We'll talk to you again soon.
Hopefully before 18 months as well.